Gone. We are live with big news. Of course, we just saw while Clint Pasillas was doing his thing, what do you know? The Dodgers go and sign another pitcher. Last time it was Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Now Clint scores with James Paxton. Nothing is finalized yet, as usual with these types of things. But, hey, that is what it is. I just saw Mikey first in. Let's go. Let's go. So let's hit this right away. The guy who broke it, allegedly, I heard this somewhere, a guy named Chad Day. And he's the first one that said anything about it. Now, if you look a little closer, it says, it says he's from British Columbia. Guess who else is from Canada? James Paxton. So maybe something to do with that. I don't know. But he scored the big hit there. And his timeline is just full of James Paxton stuff. So I'm guessing he knows him and or is just a real crazy fan about him. But he's first. I first doubted it, as probably most people would, but he's the one that got it. So let's dive right into this. First and foremost, I'm just going to go to my profile really quick, and let's get straight to it. The question was, what about this? What about that? Signing James Paxton has no impact on re-signing Clayton Kershaw. They can sign him once dudes are getting thrown on the 60-day IL when spring training starts. There was also Clint had something also. Let's go to what Clint said is similar to what I said. Where? I thought I saw something in there. Oh, well. But at the end of the day, Clint said basically kind of a lot of the same stuff. He threw in that, Kershaw not being the guy and all that stuff. And we know that. We absolutely know that. So it's all cool. It's just needs some clarification that this has nothing to do with Clayton Kershaw. Clayton Kershaw isn't going to be back. If first of all, he has to come back to the Dodgers. Second of all, will he, will he be healthy? Will he come back at all to be productive for the Dodgers? I don't know. No one knows, and Kershaw doesn't know. He's probably being very optimistic. So let's see. Michael Correa feels a trade is happening soon. What do you got, Michael? You think a lefty reliever? Tanner Scott? What do you think? Mike, not a trade, but it's a free agent signing, so I like it even better because they're not giving up anyone. All good. As we see, breaking, Lance Lynn has given up another home run. Hopefully James Paxton doesn't have the same thing. Another aging, injury-prone starter. Yeah, he's injured. He's older and injury-prone, but it's just more. They're adding a lot of quantity and quality. But the quality or the quantity is numbers of pitchers instead of numbers of innings. I think if they wanted the number of innings, they would have gotten Giolito. Eric, what's up? Oh, yeah, it's very much who the heck is it? Chad Day. Chad Day. Yeah, no kidding. And it seems like he might be connected to James Paxton. He had it. He was first, and everyone followed that. Heyman, Fabian Ardaya, Jack Harris, all of them. So this is a good thing. Yep, Paxton does have playoff experience. Mike M., I don't think Luzardo is going to happen. It's one of those things you hope happens and you pray it happens, but it's probably not going to happen, and that's okay for now. We got 3 years to get him. And so, and it doesn't preclude anything at the trade deadline. That's the thing. This is a matter of let's gather enough starters so that when the season starts, there's enough. When the first injury and second injury and maybe even the third injury we have enough. Unlike last year, everyone just died on us. Yeah, we did get that lefty starter. I think it's a good one. They call him the Big Maple. He's a big Canadian dude. He's about 6'5". Imagine if the Dodgers keep adding talent at the trade deadline. Exactly, Nando. Exactly. And they still have all their weapons to do that. I mean, they lost Michael Busch, but they did trade for Jackson Ferris. And you never know. They could use him in a trade, right? They could do that. Or they could use someone else in the trade now that maybe they like Jackson Ferris better than some of the other guys in their area. Yeah, Mikey, I'm right with you here. I don't care that Paxton is injury prone. He just needs to stay healthy until Kershaw is healthy. Same for Sheehan's innings until Walker's back. Absolutely, these are all in my opinion. I don't like policing people's thoughts, but I think it is the right call. I'm going to do a quick little adjustment on it. I like I told y'all yesterday, been farting around with the cameras, really just screwing myself over as I do this stuff. Nope, not that one. How about this one? Nope, not that one either. Oh well, I'm just going to leave that one as is. I thought I had this coming correct here. Nope. I'm just going to move the camera a little bit, I guess. I'm just having real issues. Just you mess with something, and now I got that fuzz in the back. It's just I got to fix all that stuff. I'll get it going. I'm trying. I'm a rookie at this still. I'm no expert like my man Clint, that's for sure, and Doug and all those guys are so good. Let's see. Seems like Grove, Yarbrough, and Stone are expendable now. Doesn't necessarily mean that. It just don't count on Paxton for more than 100 innings. 100 innings. My English is not good today. Again, I think they need to keep as many weapons as they can until they really need to make a trade. Yeah, he was pitching poorly the post All-Star. I can't read the username, but Paxton was pitching poorly post All-Star. Correct. Why do you think the Dodgers would sign him? It's just more depth. He had a really good first half, and if we get a really good first half out of him, that'd be great. And who knows? Maybe they can find more things. So Boston is where he was at. Is not known as some pitching lab like the Dodgers have, or like Tampa, things like that. The Dodgers know how to do stuff, so we'll see what happens. Let's see. How's everybody? Yep. Oh, Mikey, you got caught in a snowstorm. Ooh, hiya. I was a little upset. I was in the rain too much today. Michael, you think it Tanner Scott? Yeah, that'd be so awesome. I mean, it makes so much sense because he's only got one more year left. The Marlins have been so weird. They haven't signed a free agent yet. Yeah, who knows, right? I'm just keep it going, right? For the Dodgers, this will end up being an underrated signing. Daniel Finn, I'm not disagreeing with that. Hey, Craig, my man. Okay, yeah, Reddit said $11 million for 1 year plus $2 million incentives. Dodgers could go with 6-man rotation. We'll see. I'm hoping when Joel Sherman asked Brandon Gomes, he danced around it a bit. Didn't provide anything concrete. More like, but they recognize that there's an issue with durability and with the Japanese. Just right now Yamamoto. I was thinking about Ohtani, but he's obviously not pitching this year. Just dealing with those things, dealing with all those types of situations to go, how do we balance this? So they do have, yeah. Mike, I agree. I want him to do 6-man so bad. Oh, Mike, you're not happy with this one. Okay. I guess a couple reasons. Second half performance and lack of durability. Mike, what do you think? Lopez, that's my guess. Oh, so it's Korean. Okay. Youngban, which means nobleman in Korean. All right, Youngban, that was a great question. Great questions there. Yeah, the Sasaki news. Josh Thomas had some stuff out there about it. It sounds like things are getting a little nasty over there with the Marines. Yama, Tyler Paxton, Bobby Yarbrough, Sheehan, and then Walker, then Kersh. You get Stone, and it's great. It's great to have a lot of depth. It's going to be Buenas noches, Alexander Vasquez. Do we need a power bat on the bench or not? I think so. I'm so desperate. Not that I love the guy. I want Kike back because that would be the best power bat we'd have on the bench. Yeah, okay. Yeah, finish with Yamamoto, Glasnow, Bueller, Kershaw, Bobby, the rest. Yeah, it's good. Those are all the possibilities, and what the Dodgers are building is. I'm going to start like Friedman, optionality. But optionality is a very important word. I look at it as more of, hey, don't run out of pitchers. That's what I say. Just make sure Kershaw as our fourth starter comes to playoffs. And Mikey, I would say Kershaw needs to earn that. But I have a weird feeling, and I'm not the originator of this thought, but if his shoulder really is fixed, we might be getting something pretty good if we get him back. And I do think I honestly believe he's coming back to the Dodgers. Yeah, Walker's not available to start. Yeah, they're going to take it easy with him. Dodgers need more lefties in relief. Yeah, and they need good ones. They need more. They need better ones. That I think they've got two, and with Yarbrough that's three. Yeah, Nando, I just look at it with Kersh. He just needs to earn it. If he earns it, he's on the roster. If he doesn't earn it, he doesn't belong on the roster. It's kind of like, I think Jason Hayward, I'm going to bring him up. He needs to keep proving himself. Just because he had a pretty decent year last year doesn't automatically mean he gets to play the whole year. Because if he goes back and starts rolling back, then it's sayonara on that. You can't just leave a guy there and let him play just because he's one of those guys. You got to go with your best in October. And Dodgers have proven you need to do that because when they don't, they stink. Okay, Mike Lopez, this is good. Okay. So we just told all Dodger fans to stop asking for Luzardo. Oh, maybe they tried and it just wasn't going to happen. I don't think there's going to be a Mexican or Latino starter ever on the Dodgers rotation again. Yeah, they might all be Japanese. Let's see. The Dodgers got some guys coming up. They're a little bit lower. Edgardo Enriquez, who I brought up last night in the predictions thing with Trinidad, is someone I like. Christian Romero. They have a lot of guys. It's just a matter who's going to really happen. Let's see. Don't know if you addressed it already, but do you think this is from Clint, the man? But do you think any more major-ish signings happen before the first game of spring training? Yeah, I don't know, man. What about a trade for Tanner Scott? Why don't we do that? That's what I want, man. I think this chat the last few couple weeks has been in on Tanner Scott or something similar. They need. I mean, let's be honest. It's the 8th inning, and you're against the Yankees, and Juan Soto's coming up, and this is Game 7 of the World Series. Do you trust Alex Vesia or Caleb Ferguson? Got to ask that question. What do you think, folks? Or do you trust someone like a Tanner Scott or someone like that that's got more of a proven track record? Yeah, Scott and Luzardo. Yeah, I just don't think Luzardo's happening, but you never know. It could happen later in the season. We don't know what's going to happen right now. I mean, Mikey in the chat had a lot of different, he kind of had a pre-Kersh and a post-Kersh rotation, and I think it's right on. Yeah. It's let's see. Yeah, Justin, I'm hoping Scott can still happen. It probably won't happen in Luzardo. Yeah, I mean the idea of Luzardo was great, but I just don't think it's happening. Yeah, Clint, thank you. Yeah, it's always great to have the one and only FRG. Clint, I was going through pictures trying to get my staff picture together, and I ran into a picture that I had when we were at Rancho for my 2080 thing, and it was you and me, and then my son David, and then Ryan Fala. I'm going to post. I might post that somewhere. I think it's a really cool picture because it sounds like I'm going to have David, my youngest, do some stuff during the season. Once the regular season starts, we're working on some stuff, and I'm excited about it because my youngest is extremely talented. He's an actor, singer, and all around funny guy. So he'll be good to have on some of our post game things. Yeah, Tanner Scott Nation, let's go, let's go. I'd trade for Arias and possibly Jimenez from Cleveland and put Betts back in right. Yeah, they're not. I know. I don't agree with the full-time Hayward, but they're keeping Mookie at second. I don't think that's changing at all. I think we'll be lucky to see Mookie in right field starting 10 games out there. He's a second baseman from now on, and I think he might be a good one. Who I think Paxton replaces on the current projected 13-man pitching staff? Flupes. First of all, he has to be healthy, right? And he's got to earn a spot. That's a great question. It's just good to have another left-hander. Yeah, trade for more international money, Craig Osterberg. Yes, and we know why. We want Roki Sasaki when that happens. Yeah, I mean, if they have a chance to get Sasaki next year, it's going to be cheap. That's for sure. And so you get him with that. That's a lot cheaper than Luzardo, and you still got talent. Oh, we don't need to trade Gratterall. We need Gratterall. But we do need Tanner Scott. We need to look at – it'll hurt to get Tanner Scott. Yeah, that was fun, wasn't it? We're gonna have a definitely Dodgers 2080 day again. Probably without the suite. Well, except for the staff. If they get the staff, man, you're always part of it, man. Put it this way. No FRG, no Dodgers 2080. Straight up. Yeah, Dave is not an Austin Barnes hater. That's what winning a World Series will do. Catching that last pitch. Let's see. Mookie playing second base means 30 to 35 homers at second base. That's why they moved him there. And also, Justin, with Mookie at second, and let's say that they need another bat. They can either go with the left fielder or right fielder because Teoscar can move to right field if they need to. I hope, and Doug and I were chatting today. We're hoping that if they go and need to get a bat during the trade deadline, that they go get a real one, not a platoon guy, not a situational guy, not a risky, Joe Gallo type guy, but a real bat. Because corner outfielders are one of the cheapest things you can get. Let's see. Man, we got a lot of chat going. Our chat rate's awesome tonight. Whoo! Let's see. I'm running out of time to get everything. This is great. Let's see. It sounds like the Marines. I think that's his team name. They're really starting to push back on him. That's what it sounds. But then again, everything's kind of done through secondhand translation and things like that. So we're trying to figure that out. Yep, Teoscar can hit. I think will hit 25 to 30 home runs, and I don't know if I'm the first one to say it. It might have been Doug or Clint, but Teoscar Hernandez, 2024 NLCS MVP. I think just think about that. That guy looks like he's meant to shine. Yep. We need those outfielders, yeah. So, and don't forget, and it's been being brought up, but we've been bringing it up for a little while, Andy Paez. if he's healthy, he might come up and be that guy that's just going to freaking mash, because that's what he'll do if he's brought up. Just trying to center myself here. There we go. Whoops, I lost my chat. There where you at? I want to pull up let's just pull up a couple numbers here regarding the newest Dodger. Seems unofficial, of course, James Paxton. Just let's look at some Savant stuff, make sure that's coming up. Yeah. All right, James Paxton. Overall last year, 7.5, 4.50 ERA, 19 games, 96 innings, 101 strikeouts, and so still striking out more than that. Age 35, 1.31 WHIP. He's had success before. Just kind of looking at some of his overall things. His fastball is around 95 miles an hour. They're just going expected ERA 3.77. Huh? I like that. Let's see. Fastball velocity 95.2. Average exit velocity, that's kind of not good. Chase percent, that's not too bad. Whiff percent coming around. K percent, that's pretty good. Walks, that's not horrible. I mean, not too bad. Gets good extension. He is a big dude. He's 6'5", or 6'4", I guess. He is the big maple, as they call it. I think it's a weird name. I don't know. Let's see. What do we got in here? Yeah, max exit velocity last year, 112, but that's just wait till Shohei. At least he didn't have to face Shohei. From my understanding, he really couldn't get the velocity back on his curveball last year. He liked where his fastball was coming. But yeah, just a quick little summation from D-Mac. He had a strong start. His first 10 starts before the All-Star break, 2.73 earned run average, xFIP 346, K percentage 29.1, average 95.2 on his four-seam fastball. So, durability concerns are real. Let's not. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything and just go, oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing. But I'm still excited about it. I like what they're doing. With just, and I think I said it a couple nights ago, keep gathering talent. You never know how much you're going to need someone to be, because they ran out of talent last year. That's why they had to get Lance Lynn. That's why they had to give up Nick Nastrini, who is a top 10 type prospect. And with the White Sox, probably a top 5 prospect. That's why they had to give him up. And Jordan Leisure, too, who's pretty good. Now, that's why we got Joe Kelly out of that. But they ran out of talent and had to get someone like Lance Lynn, and kind of almost a desperation thing. And again, Lance Lynn saved the season by actually going out and pitching, even giving up the home runs. Now, of course, having him start a playoff game just sucked. Should have been Ryan Pepio out there. That was silly. Never pitched in NL. Yeah, good point. Yeah, Michael. That's where I got some of that stuff. Was Saris. Thank you for that reminder about who it was. Thank you, Mikey. Yeah, please hit the thumbs up. Let's get it going. For the month of January, we are all donations go to World Vision. Last month it was the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Mr. John, there you are. Saw you on Instagram earlier. Thank you for the info. And Justin Britton brings it up. He's a back-end starter. We're not counting on him to be an ace. I'll never forget. Yeah, Ennis says, I'll never forget Lynn giving up 4 in an inning. We can never do that. We just won't. And the other thing, I'll never forgive Dave Roberts for leaving him in for all 4 of them, man. Holy smokes. Oh, good point. Justin Yamas brings it up. Do you think signing Boris clients in JD Martinez and Paxton could help us sign a Boris client next offseason? Hey, you know what? Like Burns, right? It's just good. It's, I know that a lot of people they can't deal with Boris. They can deal with Boris. They just don't like paying what he's asking for. I mean, if Boris is out there to get the best for his players. If the players don't want it, they should not go with the great, and I say it, with the great Scott Boras. The dude is great at his job. Like I talk about sometimes, you can only hope to be as good at your job as Scott Boras is at his. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, velocity's there, big lefty. Kind of excited. Yeah, Paxton told Boras, I want to be a Dodger, get it done. And sometimes maybe that is the case. Yep. Saki and this team were meeting to discuss the contract. Yeah, this is getting weird, isn't it? Kind of exciting, though. Pollock for Crumble. I didn't hate it when it happened. And Pollock didn't do anything that year and really has fallen apart, too. I think the Dodgers knew that they got as much as they could out of him and got out of a year of his contract. So it worked out. It just, Kimbrel just hasn't really found it again. He was one of the greatest relievers I've ever seen back in the day. Yeah, Lance Lynn giving up home runs was the moment Friedman had enough. Yeah. Yeah, again, Nastrini. Yeah, that's right. You could say, hey, by trading Nastrini, now we've got Shohei, Yamamoto, Teoscar, and all that stuff. Maybe, huh? Yeah, I think they've been at enough. Yeah, be more aggressive. Let's see. Yeah, you don't hate the man, you hate his game. Yeah. And, hey, and we've lost Corey Seager partially because, I would say, because Scott Boras, but also, again, if Seager didn't want that, he could have said, I want to stay with the Dodgers. I'm willing to take a little discount or we can get back to the Dodgers or whatever. I think he wanted to go. Yeah, Boras cares. He does care about maximizing his commission, but I'll also say though, Norm, he does care about his clients. I literally know one of his clients. Actually, I know two of them. Three. I know, and one of the guys I've known since he was about 9 years old, or 8 or 9 years old, and went through Little League with him, coached him, and he's a Boras guy. Boras is a great guy. He just does his job. He does his job. So I don't begrudge the man. Don't know why people are worried about the pen. Josh Spore's a guy with a 5 ERA. Got the last out of the World Series. The pen will be fine. Yeah, that was amazing. I mean, 5 Dodgers got rings. Let's see if we can go through it. It was Spores, Scherzer, Heaney, Seager, obviously, and I'm missing one. Oh, fudge. Help me out with the last Dodger that was on Texas. I think someone had to do this for me earlier, a couple months ago. Who was the other Dodger? There was 5 Dodgers on that team. I think it might have been another pitcher. I believe it was. Help me out. Name the 5th guy. That Texas state income tax or lack thereof was a big deal. It's huge. It's huge. You know what though? So I was in Texas last weekend, or just the weekend before the last. Eovaldi, of course. I keep forgetting that. Yeah, the great Eovaldi. He was awesome. Yeah, it's interesting in Texas. The gas taxes are lower. The gas prices are real low, but their toll roads are really expensive. So there's a little trade-off there. Their property taxes are crazy. They keep going up because they unlike California where they can only go up 1% unless the house is sold. You got people that bought a house, 20 years ago for $80,000. The house is now worth $400,000, and their taxes went up to like $8,000+ a year. So it's a different thing. With Seager, man, that money don't mean nothing. I mean, that's play money for him. Yep. Hey, Spores, man, he was never much with the Dodgers. But he just found a little something right at the end. Good for him. Who'd have thunk it? I mean, the dude's going to be on the highlights for eternity in baseball. As long as there's baseball around, he's the guy that got that last out. Pretty cool. Yeah, you're okay with losing Seager, sitting there instead of replacing him with Freeman. I get that. I mean, Freeman's a great player. I like Seager because he's a Dodger, and he'll always be a Dodger to me. But he's a big boy. He made the call. Him and his wife, they made a decision, and it worked out for them. I know a lot of us said after he signed, well, he won't be in the playoffs for a long time. Well, he got his second ring. The Dodgers got swept. Oh, Mikey, your town just surpassed 10,000. Wow, that's cool, though. I grew up in the Central Coast, or spent a lot of time in the Central Coast of California, a place called Morro Bay. It was under 10,000. Kind of like that. Let's see. Anything else? So we did the show last night with, we did 2 shows yesterday. We did a prediction show with Trinidad, which I'm going to be cutting that one up. And then I'm going to verbally go through the questions and then do the rest of that show with Trinidad. And then we'll publish that. I'll also put the questions that he was asking inside of the, inside of the description also. So it'll be cool. Yeah, I think Kershaw comes back. Yamamoto over under 15 wins. I'm going to say under. Not that it's a bad thing. I think they're going to take care of him. Oh, yeah, new gal from Morro Bay. Yeah, Morro Bay is beautiful. The air is so clean. I love it. But it doesn't have I like a lot of things about the big city. I like being close to Major League Baseball. I mean, for me, there's three Major League Baseball teams within 100 miles. There's the minor leagues, of course. I've got 3 minor league teams within 100 miles. Let's see. What year is the game on your background? I'm guessing mid-2000s. I honestly can't remember. Because I was looking for a better background. This year, I'm going to go take one myself and get me a real good shot that I can use as a background instead of stealing from others. Mike Lopez, thank you very much. How about Jose Hernandez from the Pirates? I loved Jose, man. Love that guy. Ex-Dodger, picked Rule 5. Stats were not great, but he has electric stuff. I agree. I would love to get him back. I know they just signed Aroldis Chapman. Literally, Doug and I were talking about Chapman today. Let's see. It is Morro Bay without the W. That's okay. I knew what he was saying. At first, I thought Brandon Morrow. But thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. Yeah, I really like Jose. I saw him a lot at Rancho and hung out. He was, asking me for pictures, 2022, things like that. So I'm a fan. Norm Frasso, or are you talking Imanol Vargas? So they've got, let's see, we got Miguel Vargas, we got Imanol Vargas, and we have Yoendre Vargas. So which one? Probably Frasso over some of those guys, even though Yoendre Vargas can be very exciting for us, I think. I wish they did still have Hernandez. I liked him. Oh, Mikey, you're a little out of it, huh? All right. You renewed your fishing license. Oh, okay. The fishing out of Morro Bay was fun. Let's see. Oh, Larry Parcher's going to the big one. Yamamoto and Glass now win 30 games. Why not? Oh, you moved out there in 2003. Wow. From LA. Yeah. Some people want to get out of LA. Everyone's got preferences. I like Imanol. He's one of those guys that doesn't really get a chance. Oh, Roy. Let's see. You went to Santa Clara in Oxnard and you played Morro Bay. Okay. Trying to remember. Yeah, you played them in Senior League. Yeah. Back when I was there, they didn't even have Senior League. They had Babe Ruth League, which was 13 to 15s. Back in my day. Boy, that was some of my favorite baseball times, though. Yeah, even Vargas is just one of those guys that goes under the radar, but he's a real solid guy, and I'm afraid he's getting stuck behind too many guys. That's my fear with him. He was another guy that wanted to take pictures with me, or wanted me to take pictures, and so I did that for sure. Really good guy. He was at Tulsa, right? And so he'll be in OKC this year, and I just hope he gets a shot. He's a lefty swinger, right-handed thrower. Wait, now I'm just. Oh, I saw. Yeah, someone else had mentioned Stanek. Yeah, big arm, right? Big arm. Yeah. The Dodgers, they need to sign a few more of those. They need to sign some of those guys that are, more non-roster guys. Doug did a show on that. He had Krismat in there. I think he's gonna do time with the Dodgers this year. And he talked about, of course, Daniel Hudson, and then there was Jesse Hahn. They need a few more of those. Make good type guys. That remember Brandon Morrow in 2017 was one of those guys, and they were able to keep him until June, and then they had to bring him up, and he was really good until they misused him in the postseason. Yeah. Do you think Verdugo has become a drama queen? First, he was questioning a World Series win when he was with the Red Sox, and now that he got traded to the Yankees, he's now trashing the Red Sox. He really needs to not do those things. All it's going to do is make less teams want him. I think he needs to spend. I mean, I'm going to. People aren't going to like this probably, but I think he needs to spend less time on his weird teeth. And just do stuff just focus on the game. I liked him when he was here. I liked, he had his theme song with the Bolber. I liked that. And I liked some of the attitude too. I don't know if you remember seeing that dancing thing with him and Kirsch having a good time in the dugout. I just think he needs to make sure that he keeps his mouth quiet just a little bit. I don't mind some of the honesty, but there are bridges to be burned. You don't know when you're going to need a job. And so, yeah, I think I just get a little tired of some of his antics. But I think he's a good ball player. I'd like him back, but I don't think he'll be back. I don't think he fits, regretfully. Pitching wins World Series. Postseason, go to 4-man rotation. Yep, and it needs to be the 4 best pitchers. I don't care who they are. If Clayton Kershaw is on the team and he's not one of the top 4, he can watch from the bullpen. Perhaps Boston just not for him, but now he goes to the Yankees, and the Yankees make him cut his hair and shave his beard. So I think that's going to be rough for him too. Tim Anderson become a drama guy, picking on Ramirez and getting knocked out was classic bully getting bullied. That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I mean, that's some of the baseball. That's a legendary one, and of course, Rougned Odor. Now with Japan, a Japanese team, only 29 years old, believe it or not. With that smack of Bautista, just wow. But again, you know what? Bautista got the real win with that home run. I liked his bat flip, not because I'm not a huge bat flip guy. I don't like planned bat flips. That was pure emotion. He did that. Let's see. Talk about Hollywood claiming baseball is too long when he's making. Yeah. Anthony Rendon's gone down so much. Boston, it really isn't very. I agree with that. Some would say it's one of the most racist places in the world. They just hide it better. I don't know. Yeah. MLB just suspended. Yeah, the Angels really, man, one of the worst signings ever. That was just so dumb. They really should have done. They should have packaged him in a trade with Ohtani. Ryan Fala, my guy, wrote about it. Whether it's to the Dodgers or some other team, that's how you do it. You say you want Ohtani, you're taking Rendon too, and you're taking half that contract. Yeah, I wish Alex Verdugo the best. I think there's a little bit of maturity that needs to happen again. He's a free agent too after this next year, so he needs to get it together. Make sure I just hope he makes sure he's taking care of the right things, because the gold teeth and the mouth are not going to get him the money that he wants. But real production, concentrating on the field, playing really good defense, using that arm, using the contact. So Mikey, I got that from being a Lakers fan back in the day during the 80s and watching what went on out there. It just seemed that the way that they ran the Celtics was they'd get dopey white guys for the bench. At one point they had 9 white guys out of a 12-man roster. Enough said. Now, Adam Jones talked about it. Hearing all the crap out there. Yeah, it's one of those things that, and I don't want to paint the whole city like that, but there's just a ton of people out there that seems like that's kind of a problem. Hopefully they're getting better with that. I hope they are. I hope we're all getting better. But I wouldn't. I'd rather know when people are a problem than for them to hide it like some places do. Let's see. Will Bobby? Let's see. Miller, Sheehan, Outman, and Lux need to bring it. Yep. Yes, Lux especially, right, Mike? Let's see. Yeah, Carl Crawford. Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff. I don't know what it is. See, Norm, I agree with this. With elimination of the shift, isn't there a greater premium on contact gap hitters than the launch angle swing with the fence hitters? I think so. I think not having the short right fielder, where the second baseman plays 50 feet deep past the line, rewards contact. Maybe that's one of the reasons. And I don't know the details, but maybe that's why Cody Bellinger had a better year. Yeah, they were the last. Yeah. You know what? And that's funny about Ted Williams. I didn't know he had a Mexican mother till about last year. Didn't know that. Yeah, it was kind of a cool thing. I don't know why if that's Mookie left though. I mean, I think he wanted to stay there. I do. I think he wanted to stay there, but they didn't want to pay him. Yeah, a lot of stuff in the past. And let's just hope they, Jim Rice more popular than Fred Lynn. That's good. Yeah, Freddie, that rookie class, 75. And do you remember, Larry, in 75 when they're in the World Series, but Jim Rice was out. He was injured, and they didn't have him for that. I wonder if that would have been the game changer for them. Hall of Famer Jim Rice. He was, even though Freddie Lynn did have the better year that year as a rookie, Jim Rice was a beast, absolute beast. Hadley Rashman, Will Smith's replacement. Why not? They may not have a choice. The Orioles, they're playing. They're definitely playing poverty baseball. Don't you think so? Do they need to be? I don't know. I don't think they need to be playing poverty baseball. They got so much young talent, and let's just take a quick look at their payroll. I'm interested. I can't even spell Orioles. All right, here we go. Their number one top paid player, Craig Kimbrell. All right, active payroll, $55 million. Estimated salary, $16.5 million. Blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, total payroll under $84 million. Where's my guy? Where is he? There's my guy right there, Kyle Stowers. One of my favorite kids my son ever played with. Kyle Stowers, good dude. He could sing that Mariah Carey Christmas song like nobody. And just a really good guy. He just got married too. Yeah, the Orioles. I mean, geez. Where's Adley Rutschman? Let's see let's look at where he's at. We got to wait till after 2027. That's pretty close. So if Smith walks after 2025, we still got 2 more years before Rutschman. But maybe Rushing, Cartaya, Lorenzo take over, and they're able to do it. If not, you start looking at this. Same time, he's going to be up to 30 by the time he's a free agent. So I don't know. It's a long ways away, isn't it? Just fun to play. Yeah, Paxton and Kershaw could be a great bout on the rotation. Let's see, go back here. Ted Williams changed his last name to avoid the discrimination and harassment. But wasn't he? If his mama was Mexican, then I don't think that's his. Maybe let's take a quick look at that. I'm just curious now. Yeah, he was born Theodore Samuel Williams. His mom wasn't bringing the name in that one. That's yeah. What signing was better in your opinion? Pirates Chapman or Dodgers Paxton? People are going to hate me. I'm going to say Chapman. I think because of that desperate need. Now, I'm going to qualify that because Andrew Friedman knows more than I do, and he might have something all lined up for the Dodgers. So, yeah, he might have something all lined up. We just don't know about it. But just right now, I would say that was it. Ohtani Yamamoto bets AAV is higher than Baltimore's luxury tax payroll. Yeah, I know. Murakami coming on over. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Pirates can flip Chapman, and that's what you do. The Pirates, great move. Great move. Because if they do contend, they're going to need him. That Central's terrible. Absolutely terrible. I mean, the Brewers, there's no one that I really like in that division other than the Reds. And I really don't like the Reds signing Montas. He really needs to be healthy for $16 million. If we had automated strike ball system in place, I'd value Muncy much more. I know. Yeah, everything's kind of been trending wrong with him. Even last year, I noticed him as he was pressing a bit. He was swinging at stuff outside the zone. Venzer, was that the name? Okay. Okay, cool. My understanding is Murakami's not the best of defenders, but I think my guy Mike Salas from Dodgers Daily has more information on that. I think he said he's not so bad. Julian, oh boy, I hope so. Do I still think the Dodgers add lefty to the bullpen? Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Paxton is basically David Price with the Dodgers. I hope there's more. Price sitting out that year really hurt him. Losing a whole year like that was just so bad for him. Now, I know why he did it. I think that was the panic. Everyone handled the Bug 19 differently. I handle it different than David Price did. I was the opposite. I went into work every day. But yeah, but then again, I didn't have the money to sit back and do that. Matt Moore. Yeah, I've heard, though, with Matt Moore that he's not that good against lefties, that his changeup's really better against the righties, which is interesting, but we'll see. Yeah, the chat. I mean, and you know what, Kansas? I'm sure the Rangers do not regret making that deal either. So you get a guy like Chapman. He's got 2 rings now, one with the Cubbies, and one with the Rangers. And then who knows about 2024? I hope we have enough Japanese talent to a point that we're not oversigning them for marketing purposes and lose talent. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. The Dodgers are going, we want the market, but most importantly, we want to win. So I think it works out really well. Bergman in 20 or Bregman, right? It's Greg Bergman, who's the guy in ESPN, and Alex Bregman, who is a free agent. I thought he was a free agent after this last year. Yeah, okay, this is 2020, so 2025. I hate that guy. As a baseball player, I just can't stand him. And he's still part of that. He's a big part of that cheating. So I know he was younger and everything like that, but Ebel at third base is better than Muncy. Yeah, no. You're not wrong. You see the big 4 going: Snell, Montgomery, Chapman, Bellinger. Okay, let's see where I'm at today with that. Everyone else do this. So Justin, I like what he's saying. The big 4. And these are all Boris guys: Snell, Montgomery, Matt Chapman, and Belly. I'm going to say Snell, Angels; Montgomery, Rangers; Chapman, Gigantes; Bellinger, Cubs. Some of that's wishful thinking too, because I really don't want Snell with the Giants. That's for sure. Julian, good question, but I hate it. Do I think a Japanese company will end up being a patch on the Dodgers jersey in the next year or two? Yes. Yeah, with Muncy, they're one of the things with Muncy is they are getting a good deal with him. I know it. I get everything everyone is saying, and I'm sympathetic to all of it. Yeah, it works out. I hate both Bregman and Bergman. I like Greg Bergman. Used to work with him at Dodgers Nation. Yeah, I think Muncy's got the 2 years. Let's hope that he's relaxed. Let's hope he's been doing the work. Really, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, I think he needed to drop 30 pounds. And so let's hope he gets close to that if he does that. Okay, here we go. Here's another one. You got Snell, Yankees. They need him bad. Montgomery, Texas. Chapman, San Francisco. Belly, Cubs. Yeah. Yep, 3 of 4. Everyone else put your stuff in there. Yeah, you're right. Muncy gave the Dodgers a huge discount. You're right, Mike. Oh, Chris Berman, you mean? Yeah, Chris Berman, back guy, who used to be really good at his job, and then he just got so much into his gimmicks and got lazy and just wasn't funny anymore. I used to watch him all the time do the baseball highlights and the football highlights. He was great, but then he really got into it too much and became bigger than Justin. Let's put this also. Muncy, Urias, and Tim need to drop 30 pounds. How about that? I'm going to be right there with them. I'm trying, though. I am trying. Tristan McKenzie and Chris Hill need to gain 30 pounds. No kidding. Oh, to have that problem. Oh, my gosh. That would be so great. I'd love to eat. Yeah. So real quick, it was brought up a few days ago about the Costco chocolate chip cookie. I went and got one on Friday. I didn't even eat it fresh because I hadn't had anything to eat. So I got home, made some lunch. It was on a Friday. It was busy Friday. But I was on Friday. It was busy Friday. I went to Costco, got that cookie. It smells so good, but I resisted it. Then after I had my lunch, I had half of it. Oh my gosh. That is a really good cookie. I didn't even nuke it or anything. I just ate it. It was kind of hard by that, but it's thick in a good way. 2 C's. Yeah, the Costco cookie is well worth it. I'm going to go get one eventually. I got to make sure it fits the calories for the day. But man, I'm going to go get one of them suckers, and I'm going to eat at least, split it with my wife. It's big. My hand's not that big. Let's go here. Let's figure this out. It's about, if you go kind of this, like this, and it's about that thick. Wait, where is it? It's about that thick. 750 calories. And the second they talk about it, and I should throw up a picture, but the second thing that they advertise about it is all butter. So it's a good one. Lots of guys need to drop weight, man. I think probably a lot of us on the chat, at least I know I do. Got to watch those cookies. Yeah. But if you're a baseball player and you have that chance of making that big money, why wouldn't you get a dietitian to make your food? You're talking about millions of dollars for some of these guys. Millions. So, yeah, that cookie's good. It was really good. Yeah, I can't wait to try a fresh one, but I got to make sure I go with my wife so I'm split, because I was by myself. That's another reason, because I know if I would have bitten into that mother right when I got it, I would have eaten that whole 750 calories. The market will shoot on Chapman. Chapman's a weirdo, right? He had really good production in the first half of the season, and then had some good peripherals, but his production went way down. Sounds like his defense is still good, unless you're Bartolo Colon. Lance Bergman played on the Astros. Yeah, I liked him. I liked the Astros back then, before they got a bunch of D-bags and started cheating. That's NS is up there. So Snell passed up on 150. So that's $30 million a year because he wanted 6+. I don't get it. That's Boris. Yeah. I don't get it either. Moose. You think they tell, the thing is, I've had people tell me for years, I used to be a lot heavier. But even, you could tell people forever, but it's that discipline. Is a cookie 150. I'm going to look that up because I actually have it on I took a picture of my phone and sent it to my family. Let's see real quick here. My library. Holy smokes. I can't see anything here. Where is that cookie? Yeah, I hate this. Just show all photos, man. No, it's $2.49. So it says double chocolate chunk cookie, served warm, all butter, bittersweet and semi-sweet chocolate. Woo! Yeah, I liked Biggio and Bagwell, and I love Billy Wagner. I hope he makes the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame vote gets announced tomorrow. Might as well say it up front. Dodger great Adrian Beltre will be voted into the Hall of Fame. Looks like Joe Mauer, Twins catching great, is going to get in. You predict 6 and 140 on Matt Chapman. Wow. Yeah, Roy. Yeah, you can see it with Max that, charging the ball, those dribblers, you just couldn't get them. This is okay. These are facts right here from Zella Zoom. The Civil War will start when the Costco hot dog goes over $1.50. Yeah, there's a big fight. They were trying to do that, and the big chief at Costco said never. Costco's a great business. It's great. It's a great business. They know how to do that stuff. I mean, for me, greatest business out there. Yeah, I love In-N-Out. I think Costco's a great business. I actually invest in their stocks. No, I'm not making any. I'm just telling you what I do. Usually, if I invest, it goes down. Hasn't really gone down, but hasn't gone up like it did. And then I think Discount Tire is a great business too. I think Buc-ee's, if you're familiar with Buc-ee's down south, that's a great business. I love that place. It's just a cool place. King Yellowman is here. Yes. Yeah, so this is Matt Chapman, a streaky hitter who hits 240, 15 to 20, and will strike out a crap ton and give you elite defense. Yeah. See, I think the Dodgers could really, really, really benefit from a guy like Chapman. They don't need him to hit a ton. He needs that defense. But he still provides some things. LA lashed out on Beltre because Seattle met Boris' asking price. Yeah, that was manipulative. That was gosh darn it, the Jonah Hill character, DiPodesta. That was him getting worked by Boris. Boris worked him. Yeah, they just should, and it was DiPodesta loved the idea of JD Drew and all that, and I hated the JD Drew signing. I just thought he was I thought he was a good ball player, obviously, but kind of a nothing burger, and he opted out on us. And yeah, he was just one of those guys. Yeah, still not happy with the way that worked out. And Beltre had the greatest season, one of the greatest seasons in LA history. He became a free agent because there was the Dodgers signed him too young, so they cut a year off of service time needed. So he wouldn't have been a free agent till 2005 if that didn't happen. Yeah, and that's Big Island candies, chocolate dip, shortbread cookies. Oh Lord. So, whoa, where are you? Big in Hawaii, Norm? Invest money that's true. You're paying the correct tuitions. Rest in peace to the chat. Oh, nose topping that. We signed Drew, Kent, and Lowe that offseason. Yeah, I just, yeah, that's true. They did get Kershaw out of that. I hated that time. I really hated that time because after 2004, I liked a lot of what was going on, and then DiPodesta comes in and just blows it all up. And no feel for the game. Just pure numbers. And you can tell he's not that well regarded because how many jobs? He got a job with Cleveland for a while, the Browns. That was so weird. I am still in SD. Yeah. Hawaii. Okay. I was on Oahu in April. What a beautiful place. Yeah, I need to go see. My wife and I need to go see more of Hawaii. Let's see. All hail to the king. Drew is better than Bauer. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I just I wanted to keep our homegrown guys like Beltre and Seager, and Tommy Lasorda traded our Canerco. We traded Pedro Martinez. This is a bad era. Within 11 years they lost basically three Hall of Famers and one Hall of Very Good. Yeah, he found a Paul initially had no social skills to a point where he's avoiding people. Yeah, he just didn't know people. I mean, he knew how to put together, the computer, but to get that feel. the feel for, and that's that good thing with. That's why I still love the idea of the Dodgers having a ton of scouts. They have a ton of them. They're looking at all those metrics. They're doing everything they can, but they're also meeting with the kid, meeting with their family, figuring out, is this a human being that will fit in with the Dodgers? Because part of being a Dodger means they want you to buy in to their processes. You're willing to buy in. So James Outman, classic case. Drafted way higher than anyone thought he'd be drafted. They knew what they were doing, though. They go, we know that this dude has what it takes to work to get better. Fred Clare did not trade Sid Fernandez. That was still Al Campanis. That was in after 1983. And I think that was the... was that the Carlos Diaz move? Just Campanis, before he had his little racist incident in front of the whole nation, kind of had lost his touch. Sid Fernandez, that guy had a really nice career. Yeah, it was. Let's see, Baseball Reference. Let me go over there. Let's take a look. A little flashback here, folks. In fact, I'm going to start doing a little. I mean, look at the nice career. It's a nice career. Where to go? Where is the transactions? Way at the bottom. Yeah. Sid Fernandez and Ross Jones for utility man Bob Baylor and Carlos Diaz. Neither of those guys lasted hardly at all with the Dodgers. Just an awful, awful, awful trade. Fred Clare came in, and if you recall, so yeah, I want to do maybe a little bit of history eventually. A little history, what I've seen since 1973 as a Dodger fan. Maybe we can work something out where we can do some shows and we can get some feedback on that too from y'all. But from what I saw back then, I remember the whole Al Campanis getting fired. And hey, he said some things that were really bad stereotypes that the Dodgers just couldn't. You can't. And I feel bad for the guy. I think he made mistakes. If you read his grandson's book and everything, he's not a bad human, but he really made a huge mistake that was fatal for his career. And maybe they were probably lucky that happened. And they hired Fred Clare, who had been like a publicity guy. And the first trade that Fred made was he traded Tom Niedenfuer to the Baltimore Orioles for John Shelby. That was his first trade. That worked out pretty darn well. Shelby had a really nice year in 87, hit over 20 home runs, and was their starting center fielder in 1988 when they won the World Series. And he also was the one that made the big trade to get, it was the whole Bob Welch. That was rough, trading Bob Welch. But they got Jay Howell, Jesse Orosco, and Alfredo Griffin. He solidified the infield defense. He went and signed Mike Davis. Mike really didn't work out, but he was key. He was the guy that walked before Kirk Gibson hit the home run. And then when Kirk Gibson was made a free agent through an arbitrator, he grabbed him and helped the Dodgers win the 1988 World Series. 89 sucked. They had a lot of injuries, and they lost Steve Sachs and things like that. 1990 they were good. 91 they were real good. They had signed Darryl Strawberry, but that ended up not working out. After 91 they traded for Eric Davis. That didn't work out. But they also signed Brett Butler. So they had some good teams in the 90s. They just couldn't put it together. Lasorda had a big impact on the trade of trading Pedro Martinez. He wasn't a fan. Didn't think he was big enough. And then some of you might recall the story. The Dodgers had a second base named Jody Reed. They'd gotten him the year before. He had been drafted by the Rockies in the expansion draft, and the Dodgers traded for him. And he had a nice year. And the Dodgers offered him a nice contract, 3 years, $8 million. He said no. The Dodgers pivoted and traded Pedro Martinez for Delano DeShields. And part of that, I mean, of course, Fred Claire's got to take some blame for that. So it was a combination of Lasorda and Fred Claire making that mistake. You don't recover from that so well. And they only had Piazza. They ended up trading Piazza. They couldn't figure out how to sign him. When the O'Malley's sold to Fox, it was a disaster. It just didn't work out. He went into the whole swimming stereotypes and all those types of things. They're it's terrible. We old guys should never be in front of a camera. Our filters go away. Justin, this is a good one. 1974 World Series Game 1 was Andy Messersmith versus Catfish Hunter, two players who helped abolish the reserve clause and invent free agency. Yeah, Andy Messersmith was my guy. I was heartbroken when he left. And and they both signed with the Yankees. No, sorry. Catfish went to the Yankees. Messersmith went to the Braves, then was traded to the Yankees in 78. Andrew losing Yordan Alvarez because he thought it was a different Alvarez prospect has to be among the top 5 clunkers. It was bad, but it sounds like that was Farhan. Now, of course, Andrew probably had final say, but it sounded like it was Farhan that did that one. I've also heard that there's another story that the Astros had an agreement with the Dodgers. They had run out of international money to spend, so the Dodgers signed him. Remember that he never even played for him, never suited up, never did anything for him, and that was kind of prearranged that they would eventually make a deal. Now, getting Josh Fields, good Lord, do better. Yep, Messersmith did sign with Atlanta and then went to the Yankees, then back to the Dodgers, and then retired. His mechanics were the way he would twist his arm a lot. But he had a really good career. His prime was really good. Like he had really good from I'd say 71 to 75, one of the top pitchers in baseball at that time. Okay. Yeah, lots of history there. There's a lot of cool history out there of the Dodgers. Let's see. Okay, 10-14. So let's sum up a little bit. James Paxton seems to be a Dodger. I hope I don't have to retract my title of this one, which is the Dodgers are signing James Paxton. The Dodgers didn't even want to play in free agency for a few years. They weren't once you declared free agency. First of all, like with I remember when Steve Garvey said I'm a free agent, they didn't even talk with him after that. And then they almost did that with Dusty Baker after 1980, but at the last minute he signed. So the Dodgers were really strict on free agents. They were like, no, if you declare as a free agent, we will not try to re-sign you. They didn't even, the first year, they had this thing called, it was a weird thing where you picked who you could negotiate with. Dodgers picked a lot of guys, never signed them. I think their first free agent signing was Darryl Thomas. I believe that is the case. I used to be very sure about that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Played the 75 season under the reserve clause of his 74 contract. Then went to arbitration, and yeah, crazy history back then. And now look, these guys are making $1 jillion, and the Baron, Andy, that was his nickname, the Baron, Andy Messersmith, still around. He was a classmate with my parents at Wilson for his first couple years, and he transferred to a different school. I think it was in Anaheim or somewhere in Orange County, and then was drafted by the Angels. Or did he? No, he might have just signed with the Angels. That might have been before the draft. Yeah, the first draft was either 65 or 66. So he just signed with the Angels. Yeah, good times. So yeah, James Paxton's a Dodger, it sounds like. Still need a lefty reliever for those late innings. Tanner Scott, por favor. Glass on 140 innings over or under. I'm going to say under, but I think he's going to be good in October, and that's what matters. I think a lot of guys, they're going to spread a lot of those innings out. I bet they have maybe one guy that qualifies for the ERA title. Paxton's kind of a high upside, high risk, high injury guy, but why not? Seaver played for the White Sox because he'd been re-signed with the Mets after being with the Reds. And then they had this draft, not the draft, yeah, where if a guy qualified as a certain type of free agent, there was a pool of players set out there, and you could draft any of them. And the White Sox said, "Oh, Mets thought no one would draft Seaver," and the White Sox went and got him. Yeah. By the way, do all of his kids know that Garvey's running for office? Yeah, I tell you, Mikey, he's running for office 30 years later than he should have been because of what you're hinting at. Steve Garvey had a huge scandal in like '89. Where he became Father Steve or Padre Steve and all that. He had it's self-inflicted. He seems to be doing really well. I'm glad he's running for office. Like I said, about 30 years late. He seemed to have been destined for it. It's just his destiny's a lot later. I know he's gone through some cancer and things like that. Yeah. I think all these pitchers are going to pitch anywhere between 120 to 140 or something like that. I think maybe one guy gets to 162. Yeah. So, all right. I am going to start wrapping up. Appreciate everyone again. I wasn't planning on doing this show, of course, until we get, like I said, there's news. And I wasn't going to go right away. Of course, Clint was already doing his show when the news broke. And then, Doug does his thing right afterwards. I'm not going to try and compete with either of those guys. And plus, I know a lot of you guys would want to watch them too. So I try to space it out. Usually others don't go on when I do. So that's why I kind of keep the 9 o'clock for me. Mikey, thanks for the contributions tonight. Appreciate you, my man. Thanks for keeping it light. Yeah, thanks for everyone for what we had tonight. We did get a super chat. Always appreciate that. It was Mike Lopez. Yeah, appreciate all that stuff. Yeah, for a not planned thing, not a bad night tonight. We got 552 views so far. Let's get those likes up. I prefer fellow old farts, man. Yeah, no kidding. 2002 Dodgers top infield. Yeah, we got a lot of knowledge out here. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm just starting to work on some other ideas for some little blurbs. I'm going to be doing a top 10 Dodgers of all time. My top 10, not anyone else's. I said my son hopefully will be joining us during the season for a few nights. He is in Florida, so that makes things a little rougher. So maybe it would be after an East Coast game or something like that. And then we're going to definitely keep getting more of Alex in Trinidad. I need to get Steve Douglas back on here. And I need to still finish the prospects, that's for sure. Yeah, Norm, I was very disappointed when they didn't get Hader. I got to admit that. I know a lot of people didn't want him, but he's great. He's just a great pitcher, and I wanted that. But that's what it is. Mitchell, thanks a lot. Yeah, we're man, good night. A good day. Good day again. Another good. What an off season. I'm going to go through it really quick. I went through this, the comings and goings, so I need to add a who's in, and that would be James Paxton. So I'll go real quick over it. All right. Okay, and I'm going to include some of the guys come back from injury. All right, who's out from the Dodgers? Lance Lynn. I know you guys are bummed. Julio Urias, JD Martinez, Yorbit Vivas, Victor Gonzalez, Johnny DeLuca, Ryan Pepio, Brian Hudson, Michael Bush, Yancy Almonte. Who's in? Gavin Lux, Walker Buehler, Trey Sweeney. I got to spell that better. Have it as Sheeny. Trey Sweeney, Shohei Ohtani, Tyler Glasnow, Manny Margot, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Justin Chambers, Jackson Ferris, Zaire Hope, Teoscar Hernandez, James Paxton. And then still pending, and I don't think he's coming back, but Kike, I still have a little hope for that. And, of course, one of the greatest Dodgers of all time, definitely Mount Rushmore, first ballot Hall of Famer, three-time Cy Young Award winner, one-time MVP, one-time World Series champ, should have been 2, would have been the MVP if not getting stolen from him in 2017 in Game 5. The one and only Clayton Kershaw. And I think he'll be back. So this is one of the most amazing offseason just in terms of sheer quantity. The team's different. I think it's better. Let's see. So, yeah, and I haven't included those guys. Or Daniel Hudson, Young Yi. Yeah. So there we go. One of my favorite Dodgers back in the day, Richie Allen. What he hated being called Richie. It was Dick Allen. That's what he wanted. Yeah, he was great. We only had him for a year, and then we got Tommy John for him, if you recall. All right, cool. All right, everybody. Thanks again. What a night. Fun night again. You guys are a blast. Appreciate the chat. Appreciate all you all that don't chat. Spread the word, por favor. Again, any revenue this month is going to World Vision, and I'm just about to get the money out to St. Jude's. I'm about ready to get the check, or not the check, but the deposit. Once that happens, I will take care of that. So yeah. Liam Hendricks will be great. My son and I actually got a picture with him in June. That was cool. So thanks again, everybody. We will be back at you either Tuesday or Wednesday night, or if there's breaking news, and I am working from home tomorrow, so if anything breaks during the day, I will be online, and we'll chat real quick, and we'll break that news together. So thanks again, everybody. As always, God bless. And go Dodgers.